What if one sentence from Jungkook was enough to make Taehyung's expression change completely in front of everyone? What if the moment ARMY thought was simply another ordinary interaction between two longtime friends actually carried a meaning that neither of them was prepared to reveal? And what if the most emotional part of the entire moment was not what Jungkook said, but the way Taehyung reacted immediately afterward? That is the question now at the center of a fictional BTS fan story that has captured the imagination of ARMY. A seemingly simple moment between Jungkook and Taehyung suddenly becomes emotional when Jungkook says something unexpected, leaving Taehyung unable to completely hide what he is feeling. Until Jungkook speaks. His words are simple. But Taehyung's reaction is not. Was it embarrassment? Surprise? Nostalgia? A hidden emotion brought back by a single sentence? Or was there something deeper behind the look that appeared on Taehyung's face? And if you are an ARMY who loves emotional BTS friendship stories, let us know what you think. What would you do if someone you had known for years suddenly said exactly the words you needed to hear? Would you be able to hide your reaction? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if this story touches your heart, remember to like and subscribe for more fictional BTS stories. The moment began quietly. No warning. No obvious sign that anything extraordinary was about to happen. Taehyung was sitting not far away. He had been unusually quiet. Not unhappy. Not distant. Just thoughtful. Every once in a while, his eyes moved toward Jungkook before quickly returning to whatever was happening in front of him. It was the kind of behavior that most people would never notice. But in this fictional story, someone noticed. Jungkook noticed. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he smiled. "Hyun," he said softly. Taehyung looked up. Their eyes met. "What?" Jungkook hesitated. It was only for a second. But that hesitation changed the atmosphere. The others continued talking, unaware of the significance of the exchange. Then Jungkook said something that Taehyung clearly did not expect. "No matter how much time passes, I hope you know that you never have to face everything alone." The room seemed to become quieter. Taehyung blinked. His smile disappeared for a moment. He looked at Jungkook as if he were trying to determine whether he had heard correctly. Jungkook did not laugh. He did not take the words back. Instead, he continued looking at Taehyung. "I mean it," Jungkook said. Taehyung lowered his eyes. And that was when the emotion appeared. It was subtle. Almost invisible. A small change in his expression. A slower breath. A faint smile that seemed to appear despite his attempt to suppress it. He looked away. But he could not completely hide what had happened. For someone watching from a distance, it might have looked like nothing. For Taehyung, however, the words seemed to carry years of memories. Because sometimes the most powerful sentences are not complicated. Sometimes they are simply the words we have secretly wanted to hear. Taehyung eventually laughed softly. "Why are you saying that all of a sudden?" Jungkook shrugged. "Because I wanted to." Taehyung looked at him again. This time, he did not immediately look away. There was something different in his eyes. A mixture of amusement and vulnerability. "You always say things like that when I'm not prepared," Taehyung said. Jungkook smiled. "Maybe you should be prepared." Taehyung laughed. But the laughter did not completely hide his emotion. He turned his face slightly. For several seconds he said nothing. And that silence became the real story. Because Taehyung was not someone who needed to explain every feeling. Sometimes his expression said enough. In this fictional narrative, that single exchange would soon become the moment everyone remembered. Not because Jungkook had made a grand confession. Not because something dramatic had happened. But because the words seemed to remind Taehyung of something he had almost forgotten. They had been through years together. Years filled with exhausting schedules, rehearsals, flights, concerts, celebrations, misunderstandings, jokes, arguments, achievements, disappointments, and countless moments that fans would never see. People often focused on the spectacular moments. The stages. The performances. The awards. The headlines. But relationships are not built only during extraordinary events. They are built in quiet moments. In conversations after long days. In shared meals. In jokes that nobody else understands. In someone noticing that another person is unusually quiet. In a simple question. Are you okay? And perhaps that was why Jungkook's sentence affected Taehyung so deeply. Because it did not sound like a performance. It sounded personal. Taehyung took a slow breath. Then he said something that made Jungkook stop smiling. You know what I was thinking about earlier? What? I was thinking about how different everything used to be. Jungkook listened. Taehyung continued. When we were younger, we thought we understood everything. Jungkook laughed quietly. We definitely did not. Taehyung smiled. No, we didn't. For a moment, the tension disappeared. But then Taehyung's expression became serious again. I think we spent so much time trying to become better that sometimes we forgot to realize how much we had already gone through. Jungkook nodded. That's true. Taehyung looked down. I miss some of those days. Jungkook's expression softened. Me too. Those two words were enough. Me too. Taehyung looked at him. Neither said anything for a while. And in that silence, the fictional story reached its first emotional turning point. Because Taehyung suddenly realized that Jungkook understood exactly what he meant. He did not need to explain. He did not need to describe every memory. Jungkook had been there. That was the difference. There are people who listen to your stories. And there are people who were part of the stories themselves. Jungkook was part of Taehyung's memories. And Taehyung was part of Jungkook's. Maybe that was why their conversation felt different. Maybe that was why Taehyung could not completely hide his reaction. The conversation eventually moved on. Others laughed. Someone changed the subject. The atmosphere became lighter. But Taehyung remained thoughtful. Jungkook noticed again. You're thinking too much. Taehyung smiled. I always think too much. I know. Taehyung raised an eyebrow. You know? Yes. How? Jungkook laughed. Because I know you. Taehyung stared at him. For a second, he seemed caught off guard again. You really know how to make someone emotional. I'm just telling the truth. Taehyung shook his head. That's dangerous. Why? Because sometimes the truth hurts. Jungkook became quiet. Then he answered. Sometimes it also helps. Taehyung looked away. That sentence stayed with him. Maybe the fictional moment was never about romance. Maybe it was never about a secret confession. Maybe it was simply about friendship. About two people who had grown up together and discovered that time could change almost everything except certain memories. The emotional weight of the moment came from that realization. Years could pass. Lives could change. Schedules could become busier. The world could become louder. But there would always be moments when two people looked at each other and remembered where they had started. That was what Taehyung seemed to feel. He smiled again. This time, it was genuine. Thank you, he said. Jungkook nodded. For what? For saying it. Jungkook looked confused. I didn't say anything special. Taehyung shook his head. You did. What? You reminded me that some things don't disappear just because time passes. Jungkook did not answer immediately. He looked down. Then he smiled. Good. Taehyung laughed softly. That's all you have to say? Yeah. You're impossible. I know. The two laughed. The tension finally disappeared. But neither of them knew that the fictional moment would become unforgettable. Later that evening, when most of the noise had faded, Taehyung found himself thinking about the conversation again. He remembered Jungkook's words. No matter how much time passes, I hope you know that you never have to face everything alone. The sentence returned to his mind again and again. He wondered why it had affected him so strongly. Maybe because there were moments when even the strongest person became tired. Maybe because people who spent years being watched often learned how to hide what they really felt. Maybe because saying, "I'm fine," was sometimes easier than explaining what was actually happening inside. Taehyung sat quietly. His phone was nearby. He picked it up, then put it down. He thought about sending Jungkook a message. But what would he say? Thank you? Too simple. I needed to hear that? Too honest. You made me emotional? Too embarrassing. He smiled at himself. Then his phone vibrated. A message. From Jungkook. Taehyung stared at the screen. The message was short. Did you get home okay? Taehyung smiled. Of course. That was Jungkook. No dramatic explanation. No complicated speech. Just a simple question. Did you get home okay? Taehyung typed a response. Yes. He paused. Then added, and thank you? A few seconds passed. Jungkook replied. For what? Taehyung stared at the screen. He almost laughed. He typed, you know. Jungkook responded, I don't. Taehyung shook his head. You're pretending. Jungkook sent a laughing message. Then another sentence appeared. Get some rest, Hyung. Taehyung smiled. Okay. The conversation ended. But the feeling did not. That was the emotional twist of the fictional story. The moment everyone might have expected to be dramatic turned out to be quiet. There was no confession that changed everything. There was no shocking revelation about their private lives. There was no secret hidden behind the cameras. Instead, there was something more familiar. Two friends reminding each other that after years of growing, changing, and facing pressure, they still mattered to each other. And perhaps that was enough. But the story was not over. The next day, Taehyung saw Jungkook again. He had almost forgotten about the conversation. Almost. Jungkook walked into the room holding a drink. He looked at Taehyung. Taehyung looked at him. Neither said anything. Then Jungkook smiled. Taehyung smiled back. Why are you looking at me like that? Jungkook asked. Like what? Like you know something. Taehyung laughed. Maybe I do. What? Taehyung leaned closer. You're secretly sentimental. Jungkook immediately shook his head. No. You are. No. You definitely are. Jungkook laughed. Don't tell anyone. Taehyung smiled. There. You admitted it. I didn't. You did. They laughed. It was an ordinary interaction. But sometimes ordinary moments are the ones that stay with us. In the fictional story, Army watching the moment would have noticed something else. Taehyung seemed lighter. His smile came more naturally. Jungkook seemed relaxed around him. There was no need to exaggerate their interaction. No need to invent a dramatic explanation. Their connection existed in the simple familiarity of two people who had shared a long journey. And perhaps that was why the scene became so emotional. Because everyone understands what it means to have someone who remembers the version of you that existed before the world knew your name. Someone who remembers your awkward moments, your failures, your dreams, your insecurities, your first successes. Someone who was there before everything became complicated. For Taehyung, Jungkook represented part of that history. For Jungkook, Taehyung represented it too. That was the hidden meaning behind the fictional moment. Not a secret relationship. Not a sensational revelation. But a reminder that friendship can become a kind of home. And sometimes, when life becomes overwhelming, hearing someone say, "You don't have to face everything alone," can feel more powerful than any grand speech. The story continued with another unexpected conversation. This time, Taehyung was the one who started it. "Jungkook. Do you ever regret anything?" Jungkook thought for a moment. "Of course." "What?" "Lot of things." Taehyung smiled. "Me too." "What do you regret?" Taehyung looked away. "Not saying certain things when I had the chance." Jungkook became quiet. "Like what?" Taehyung laughed nervously. "That's a dangerous question." "Why?" "Because if I answer it, you might become emotional." Jungkook smiled. "Try me." Taehyung took a breath. "I regret not saying thank you enough." Jungkook looked surprised. "For what?" "For being there." Jungkook said nothing. Taehyung continued. "Sometimes I assumed people knew how much I appreciated them." He paused. "But maybe people shouldn't have to assume." Jungkook nodded slowly. "I understand." Taehyung smiled. "So I'm saying it now." Jungkook looked at him. "Thank you?" The words were simple. But Jungkook's expression changed. For the first time, he seemed unsure what to say. Taehyung noticed. He laughed. "See? What? Now you're emotional." Jungkook shook his head. "I'm not." "You are." "No." Taehyung smiled. "Your eyes say otherwise." Jungkook laughed. "Stop looking at me." Taehyung laughed too. And the heaviness disappeared. But the message remained. Sometimes people wait too long to say thank you. They assume there will always be another day, another conversation, another opportunity. But life moves quickly. People change. Schedules change. Circumstances change. That is why the fictional moment felt so powerful. Because Taehyung did not wait. He said it. "Thank you." And Jungkook heard it. Maybe that was the real surprise. Disclaimer: this content is a fictional fan-made story created for entertainment purposes only. The events, conversations, emotions, and interactions described in this narrative are entirely imagined and should not be interpreted as real news, confirmed statements, or actual events involving Jungkook, Taehyung, or BTS. This story is not affiliated with or endorsed by BTS, Bigot Music, HYB, or any official representative. Please do not treat the fictional narrative as factual information or use it as evidence of the artist's private lives or personal relationships.